Welcome to another edition of Push to Talk, guys. I am McLeod from the initiative. Unfortunately, Eric couldn't be here. He had a family emergency they had to attend to. But I'd stepped in to keep the show going. We have Falahorn here. Say hey, Falahorn.
Hello. Hello.
We have Scythe as well. Say hey, Scythe.
1 second.
He's drinking.
Hey, audience.
And we also have Total Newbie here.
Right.
Yeah, we also have Total Newbie here as well. Hey, Toodle.
Hi, guys.
As well as Caleb.
Hey, guys.
And RJ.
Hello.
It's like we have
as well as, unfortunately, not on webcam though, which is unfortunate. But we also have Urandus here as well.
I'm gay. 4J.
Why did they let him back?
I was about to say, what? That's a hell of a way to start the show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everyone's gay for Jay, right? Like, that's just a thing.
It is. It's a thing.
Also, Amok is recruiting?
No. Pin is recruiting.
Amok and Pend are recruiting.
Yeah, but Amok sucks.
You can play one against the other and see how much you can get for joining them if you want.
That sounds like effort. As one of the recruiters, I don't want to put an effort in this shit. I just want to say it and let people find me.
Understandable.
Effort requires effort.
Yeah, pretty much. That's right. Yeah, sounds right.
Something is actually.
Oh, there's an iHub under attack, something like that.
Yeah, something's also excitingly happening right now.
Oh, Eve is catching on fire as it's been sold, or I don't know. Reddit's losing its mind about some bullshit. I don't fucking speak Reddit though.
That's okay. It's fine to not be able to speak
Reddit. I have a
Reddit.
Reddit account. I've commented on one thing, and I think it was a post by someone on this show.
So, for those who don't know, let's go over the basics here. CCP is being acquired by a Korean studio?
Sure.
Yes.
They're the makers behind, what are they? Pearl Abyss, Pearl, something like that.
Pearl
They were
Abyss.
the makers, or the funders, I guess, of Black Desert Online.
I'm playing right now.
So we should all hail our Korean overlords now.
Hey.
I always thought it was going to be Amazon to buy out CCP, but no.
Dude, why would Amazon buy
Why
CCP? They don't have a game studio.
Yeah,
they
but
do.
expand.
Why did
they
you
don't.
and Scythe suddenly? Why did you and Falahorn just
They
suddenly
don't.
just like?
So I got disconnected because I was also playing Black Desert Online, and it was like, no,
Yes.
you're not allowed to play it.
Wait, I get to be British. Hold on.
Yes.
What? What if?
So
Sorry,
what you're saying is Pearl Abyss also have issues with disconnects.
Yes. You literally froze it.
Kindred spirits, after all.
And I honestly, so the whole drama behind this, I guess, is like people looked at Black Desert Online being like super pay to win, and they're worried that Pearl Abyss is going to take this EVE Online in the same direction. But it's like, that's not going to happen overnight. You still got at least a few years. They're not going to fuck it up just yet.
So, shall we throw out some similarities between Black
And
Desert
also,
Online?
to anyone who was like totally caught off guard of CCP getting bought out, this has been coming for years. The writing was on the wall since like 2 years ago, or whenever they fired like the majority of their PR
Yeah,
staff.
to quote Eric Asmuck, I fucking told you.
He did. I was there.
He
said it.
We were there. He said it on this show like a year
He
ago.
said it. He said as soon as they started letting all those people go, hey, they're positioning themselves to be sold.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think
it's a bad sell though.
it's not. I really don't think it's not. It's not either. But
though, should we talk about the amount that it was sold for?
425?
Yes.
163 Delviers.
There you go.
There we go.
Say, what's this 425 you're talking about? But it's 163 Delve years. For those of you who don't know what that is, watch this show more often.
Yeah.
But
technically, that means that if the game carried on for 170 more years and we kept Delve ticking at the same rate, like Imperium could buy CCP at the cost.
Imperium could buy
at the cost it
CCP
bought
with
today.
Flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
for those of you who don't know, a Delve time unit is 1 hour, and I believe it's approximately 38 billion ISK. It's the general output of ISK by Delve every hour. And so when we do Delve years, you take that number and then do some math, and that's a Delve year. Yeah.
And Scythe has a hard time with that math.
No, Excel fucking died. I used the Delve minute to try and make the math more impressive.
It was an impressive number.
It is an impressive number that was wrong, because apparently when you hit 4e to the 400th power or whatever the fuck it ended up becoming, it dies and it just kills Excel. And Excel can't handle that level of math.
That's great, man.
So, yeah, so I was quoting numbers yesterday. We were doing this math. I'm like, nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. And then I just gave up when Eric fixed the math, because I was like, God damn you, Excel.
So CCP getting bought out for 425 mil. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good. They could do worse. They could easily have done worse than that.
That is
I think
definitely.
that means that Hilmar will be buying in Vegas.
So
Hilmar should buy everyone a round of drinks
if he doesn't buy everybody a round of drinks,
do we
something
know
wrong.
what's happening to the senior staff at CCP? Is CCP getting totally absorbed into Pearl Abyss, or are they going to remain a separate entity with Hilmar still at the?
They have to change their nationality to Korean, I believe.
So Hilmar will be leaving.
Hilmar needs to change his name.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a separate entity, but I mean, I've been in corporations that did that, and they eventually get rolled up into the big company, and I mean that's probably down the road, but I think all the sky is falling talk is just garbage at this point, because looking at Black Desert Online, the microtransactions pretty much equate to everything cosmetic. And for us, it's skins and clothing. So,
and
nothing
to be fair,
really changes.
People saying that EVE Online isn't a pay-to-win game. It's a subscription-based game. It's always been a subscription-based game. You're going to pay, and people have paid more than just the base subscription just so they can have an advantage with multiple characters.
I want to talk. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'm done.
I want to talk about the microtransaction of Pearl Abyss's game Black Desert. I'm sitting here logged into it right now, looking at their market, and I can click through it, and essentially it's design crap for your personal houses. You can buy mounts that look cool, pets, dyes. There is every once in a while an item that is either a quality of life upgrade, but you can buy armor sets that are just style based. They go over top of your actual armor. Now, having that full set on looks like it gives you a small bonus, like 10 XP earned while grinding. But none of that shit would apply really well.
No, but at the end level stuff and the big orc stuff, there is something tied into the pay to win model that you need to keep up and buy that stuff to be able to be competitive and the end level stuff.
So that's
everything
about
else
a
is
resource
vanity.
war. That's a resource war here, which is they're resource nodes. Your character needs energy to do X, Y, Z or whatever, and that regenerates really slowly in game because everything takes 100.
So sorry to interrupt, Scythe. Got to give you a quick war update.
Yep.
The C4CI hub is dead.
Yay!
Yay!
I was going to talk about. I had a whole section ready to go for that. Thank you, Table
Miss,
Newbie.
you have to talk about Fremen. I mean, I'm just saying that the iHub's dead. So
What I was going to do is so guys, an iHub that was protecting it, Keepstar blew up today, and no, it's not DW. that was going to be my line. Or DW.
Does that mean I'm going to have to log back into EVE? Does that mean I'm going to have to waste another week of my life, another 3 weeks of my life killing a Keepstar?
No, they're not even going to contest it, man.
No, because the shield's gone already. Armor is in a few hours. We've got a fort online. Just we've got a fort on the Keepstar grid.
So Miss doesn't have to brag about himself. I'll brag about him. How about that? I'll brag about you, Miss.
Well,
So
fill in the gaps.
I don't appreciate you bragging for Mist. I think Mist is a grown ass man. He can brag for himself.
Nah, this is like hero of the Goonian type shit.
Did you nominate him?
So
I would say that American bragging is a hell of a lot better than like British bragging. So yeah, go for it, Total.
So basically, during that slog of a frickin' iHub kill in DW the other day, some young British citizen,
Ginger,
member of the Fremen, didn't want to go slog around in tie-dye and decided he would take his little Entosa ship over to C4C and see what happens. So he just kept tinkering away and used his little Harry Potter on it, and what, you know, a couple of whiz bang booms later, the thing got reinforced.
Yeah. So
What an
His little Harry
absolute
Potter
legend.
on it.
whilst they were
That
struggling,
sounds like a sexual innuendo. I don't appreciate sexual innuendos on my Christian podcast.
He does actually look like looks like a younger Ronald, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Gonna start calling him Miss Weasley.
But effectively, what happened was during the DW mass, everyone's attention's focused protecting the DW nodes. I went and toasted the C4C iHub, which protects the C4C Keepstar. So, and that came out of Reinforce about an hour ago, and a goon in Toas's team went and just secured that. So that iHub's now blown up. Another Keepstar is now vulnerable to assault.
I mean, you're wearing a headband right now, but to be completely honest, I think we should actually buy you a decent ninja-style headband.
No,
Well,
we need to
this
get
is-
him. No,
Because that was
get him
ninja
a
like.
fucking crown. Get him
No,
a
which
fucking
Naruto
crown.
clan are you? Which Naruto village are you from?
None. This is my 10 times Tough Mudder headband, which I got today, which is actually my 13th one because they only give you 10 and then a 25. So 7 o'clock in the morning, well, 8 o'clock in the morning, well, 7 o'clock Eve time, I was in a field with a load of other random ass crazy people ready to run a 10-mile course because we can.
I like that. Because we can.
Because you have nothing better to do on a Saturday morning other than a podcast.
Yeah, 'cause
So trying to keep up with the people chatting away, Dragon Zero wanted to know what the four of us think about what Pearl Abyss will ultimately do with EVE Online.
Nothing.
Shall I go first?
I'm just going to quickly say what I think is actually going to happen. What I think is actually going to happen is the style and art direction of EVE is going to go from like dark dystopian Blade Runner-esque style stuff to something more akin to like cyberpunk style kind of like stuff.
Really? I don't even think they're going to.
Because I don't think CCP will let like, you know, the whole gold ammo microtransaction stuff occur, but I think they will get a little bit more adventurous with art direction, art styling and stuff like that people can customize.
Art style is like, I don't even think he means art style. I think game direction wise, what do you think CCP or what do you think Pearl Abyss is going to do? And personally, I don't think they're going to
do much.
Yeah, no, I don't think Pearl Abyss is going to do much. Black Desert Online already kind of fits that sort of direction that EVE Online is. So if anything, I see them doing one or two things. They paid a lot of money for EVE, so I don't see them necessarily closing down EVE anytime soon, because you don't pay $425 million on something you're expecting to fail. So,
unless you're really bad.
Yeah, unless you're really bad. But it doesn't make sense to me because Black Desert Online and EVE Online, they kind of fit the same like general roles, right? Like both open world kind of MMORPGs, right? So if you were a company like Tencent, which they did this, Tencent owns League of Legends and they also own, the company that made Fortnite, right? They forced them to close down Paragon because Paragon was competing with League of Legends. And if you're a company like that, you don't want your products consuming each other, right? Cannibalizing each other. So that's what this doesn't make sense to me, because they already have that sort of a genre of a game. Why are they having EVE Online, which is going to be, they're basically going to be cannibalizing each other?
I don't think it comes down to that. I think from a business standpoint, when you look at CCP and you look at EVE Online as being a really good game that's been around for a long time, that has basically underperformed. You're talking 200,000 to 300,000 players in EVE Online. There's 9.5 million players in Pearl Abyss in their game.
Yep.
So
I was going to show something very quickly, because there's always been a case of like, oh well, how many actual subscriptions or like subscriptions and active accounts actually occur like in EVE Online. We don't really have a number, but I was able to find a graph on Noisy Gamers, kind of one of Noisy Gamers blogs, which I shall show nowish, kind of thing. And this is basically just a whole bunch of different subscriptions for various different things.
My eyes.
Yeah, I know. I didn't make the graph, so that's not my fault, right? But the thing that you have to kind of really look at, I'm going to quickly screen sketch this, is
I see it online. Okay.
I'll find the
I was
fucking
looking for
thing.
even that, and I'm like, yeah, it's the little blue line.
It's the
You can just make that be the whole screen so that my eyes don't bleed.
that one. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, just make that full screen real quick. Okay.
Do we have a link for that? We can just chuck into the Twitch chat.
Yep, I will chuck that into Twitch chat now.
Also saying that we're getting sound issues.
That's probably down to my mic or some form.
So just a Twitch chat. Who can't you hear? Can you hear me? Can you hear Scythe? Can you hear Ted,
they can hear you. It's just every so often when I click a certain thing, like my mic doesn't register on OBS for some stupid reason.
Gotcha.
And it does get annoying. And I understand completely Eric's kind of issue with that. It is quite aggravating. I'm just going to quickly sort this out.
Everything sounded fine when I was listening in there. I could hear Mist and Cloud.
Apparently there's all these rumors going around of like Homar getting like paid a massive ass bonus because of this.
I'm just going to do it on this because it's going to take me certain minutes to do it on the other thing. I just can't be asked with that. So essentially, you were looking at that. We're looking at that, right? And that one is basically this line here, and it's going up like this. That's the subscription thing. That's the subscription line for EVE Online, and that's 2013. So that'll be about 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, right? So if we follow this up, it's not always going to be a flat line. There will probably be a bit of a kind of a curve down, and that means 650. So there's probably approximately 650,000 subscriptions, not active accounts, but subscriptions. So when you look at Pearl Abyss with their 9 million subscriptions, buying a company like CCP with EVE Online that only has 650,000, and you think that they are going to basically cannibalize EVE and CCP to monitor, like, for microtransactions, you got to be fucking high to think that's their actual model.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't do that, especially if they paid $425 million on it.
Exactly.
Nobody outlays that kind of capital and
expects to
dissolve it. There's nothing that CCP, There's no massive pension funds and things like that where they could dissolve the company, hardware and infrastructure
why I want-
and make more
Yeah.
money. So they
Where's
have to
Noisy
grow the
Gamer?
game.
I want Noisy Gamer to come in and confirm or deny Hilmar got like a massive fucking
Oh,
payout out of
he
this.
got a payout. The reason why he got a payout is because he had shares. He had approximately he had some shares, like it's in the single digit percentages, right? But when you're doing
6
single
or
digit,
7%.
yeah. But when you're doing 6 or 7% out of 425 million, that still equates to a fair amount of millions. That's in the double digits of millions. But like he built the company, like essentially, he made that money appear out of nowhere.
So my thoughts is obviously CCP itself won't.
But if you think
Sorry, go ahead.
Hilmar sold out, then the proof in the pudding on whether Hilmar has sold out is whether he just quits being a CEO of CCP. If he does, then yeah, he probably has sold out. But if he doesn't, then he hasn't sold out because he's carrying on doing what he loves to do.
Carry on my wayward son.
It's already been mentioned that
So, yeah.
the old owners were actually trying to push Hilmar a little bit to the side and reduce his influence. And the new owners are very likely to do the opposite.
Well, there you go.
Question is,
I actually expect to see massive growth of Eve. Eve is already pay to win. I mean, if you have a Visa card, you can
play.
have fun.
I expect to see like more interesting, more crazy looking skins. I expect more skinning to be able to be done with more different things. Hopefully, we can actually even get skinning of the interior of like citadels and stuff, like so we can actually have that old school Galente docking sort of interior, which would be really, really
I think
cool,
it's
and also
important.
variations would be really awesome.
I think it's important to hold our horses a little bit when it comes to EVE Online, because I don't think EVE Online is the main reason that PA bought it. I think the main reason is the access that CCP's already got, and PA's big failure with launching BDO in Europe and the US is really what they are trying to avoid in the future. So they're buying a publisher, or in part a publisher. And that's where I think they're going to expand. So I am expecting CCP to grow, but maybe not so much focused on EVE Online. That's going to be like the back-burning profit maker that pays the bills. And any expansions are going to be more focused on servicing PA. So we will see more of the ambitious and expanding CCP, and this time maybe with a lot more money in the pockets and a lot more expertise that they might be missing, right? Because we've all been making fun of CCP when it comes to marketing. They make some good promos and stuff, but they don't really push through. They fail to penetrate, right, and grow new markets. With PA, that's successful in this regard, they might actually do a lot better.
Also, I think there'll be a lot more on the cosmetic side. So we've seen structures can now be going to be skinned. So you can develop skins, or you'll be able to buy skins from ships. Also, those skins are going to be registered to the corporation level, not the individual. So that's one thing.
All these things have already been on the drawing board for ages, and something that we've all wanted. And CCP have said they would actually get around to it at some point, but they needed to fix all the other stuff in the back end before.
There's also
so that's got nothing to do with the sale, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's also more like visual stuff in the works. So like the propaganda messages that you can display in like on gates, on structures, in maybe like asteroid belts. I don't know how far it actually extends and what you can do with it. That could have elements of people buying more stuff. I'm just thinking about more stuff that you can sell for Plex, basically. Just like more things. It's just like they seem to be adding more stuff. Maybe that's just coincidence of timing. But all I see is more character services being added, being able to do more things with our characters, more skins. I'd like a ton more skins. I don't see them adding stuff that allows us to accelerate any faster than we can already do. But
You can
maybe-
already literally just buy skill points out of thin air. Like,
yeah. I don't see them selling several injectors either.
What do
Because
you
you got to
mean?
think.
What do you mean skill points out of thin air? That makes no sense.
What are the alpha clone packs that like give
Alpha
you?
packs, yeah. Alpha boost, alpha skill injectors. Those literally come out of thin air.
I mean, yeah,
So
you can
that's
technically
like
buy
what?
them straight off while.
But it's hardly anything compared to skill point generation. It doesn't really make an impact on the skill point market.
Still pulling them out of thin air. It doesn't make an impact, no, but it's still pulling them out of thin air. My statement is not incorrect.
No, but it still caps. It's not something that can be scaled to impact the SP market. So it's really not. It's not important.
I didn't say it was infecting the skill point market.
Getting things in context is a good thing.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to like brainstorm and think about what things they could add to the market.
The only thing I really think they can add microtransaction wise is fully player created skins, because I'm looking at some of the beauty mods they already do. You can fucking modify individual follicles of hair in the character creator and shit. So I don't see
I can
why
have
they
more
wouldn't
hair.
do that to my ship. Yes, you can actually.
Nice.
I'm proud of you. You'll get some hair. You get one of them Donald Trump wigs. I think you'd look good in it.
I'm
Nice.
still waiting to add cat ears to my characters. Like,
They did put that out in the
Miss-
April Fool.
Miss, you want to know something sad? I have cat ears for my character right now in this fight.
Okay. Okay.
I really
So-
want a Hello Kitty skin for my work.
maybe
There's a Hello Kitty fake skin.
fucking if
for
Pearl
a,
Abyss
Widow, and it looks
lets
great.
me add cat ears to my characters in EVE Online, then they've saved EVE. For me, they've saved EVE.
Well, the characters right now don't really have that much of a vanity value, right?
I want EVE Online to go out in a furry yiff of a nightmare.
But this ties into the upcoming title, right? The avatar-based game, because the buyer would have seen that, right? They would have been informed
Yeah, no.
where that's going.
Yeah. It's
So I think they are very much. I think that's one of the main reasons that they bought this.
well, it's classified
might
as
be
an
the new
action MMO, so it's not going to be like a Sims thing. So you know.
As long as
The new Dust or the new Dust clone or whatever.
Yeah, no.
No. Like
Nova.
the other thing.
The
The other thing that they're
fuck
developing.
me,
They have another
CCP.
thing?
Stop making other things.
No,
I know.
they've got Nova that they've said that they've been developing.
Yeah.
There was also been this kind of like this this mysterious other MMO, like avatar based MMO that they wanted to develop, the new kind of IP that was kind of that had like EVE Online elements in it. But like they hadn't really said much about it apart from like I think fairly recently someone still that it was classified as an action MMO. So
Yeah, but what does that actually mean? You could classify quite a lot of avatar-based games as action MMOs.
so,
You could
action
say-
MMO would be a lot closer to like Diablo
Terra.
than it would be WoW. Let's put it that way.
There's also things like Terra.
Yeah, I would say that Black Desert is an action MMO based off of the control scheme because it actually requires like input combos
And so would the World of Darkness that they worked on way back.
that they kind of did something with. Yes.
Kind of. I don't think Black Desert. I don't even think that game even got off like the what is it, like the fucking concept builds.
Oh, it did. They had demos.
Oh, they did have demos?
Yeah, but they never
Yeah.
produced. They never did anything with it, which is sad because World of Darkness is one of my favorite settings ever. It's really
Like
cool.
the last I saw of World of Darkness was like just a character hair demo where it was just like showing off like how hair flows, and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
No, they
Well,
had
it's
running
slowly-
demos too.
and while it slowly
So-
burns your CPU.
So what do you guys think of this thought? So we've got a game that requires a lot of time and dedication to build your character skills and all that, unless you use the skill injectors and, Plex and all that. Do you think that they might possibly have where when you're doing your character creation that they'll actually sell characters of already varying levels of skills?
That would actually be something that would help
see?
new players, I think.
You see, that just like that makes sense, and it's not like you can't do it already.
The
But,
best
like-
is companies already do that because you can buy
but the
like
thing
tank
is-
commanders and ship captains and like World of Warships and crap.
But I think one of those things is like you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that and then have all of those skill points just appear out of thin air. Like there needs to be an extraction of something, like an extraction of like skill extractors from the market when that happens. I don't know. Like it's like you don't want to have this runaway situation where like suddenly you're having like mass amounts of SP sort of injected into the game because you're creating these situations where people are buying 20 million SP characters like fresh. You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean
20 million SP.
I could see that. I could honestly see that and see that would be, because I don't know how you grow this game when you first start this game, you are so far behind the power curve. It literally isn't fun.
Honestly, you look at some of the sort of some of the MMOs that are out there, like especially like not even an MMO. Like even if you just look at like something like Fortnite, right? The amount of customization that you have in Fortnite for various different things is insane. But it drives microtransaction. It drives the profitability of that particular title. Look at how much stuff you can change or make it look, sort of customize in EVE. Like it's nothing in comparison.
I honestly wouldn't care. 20 million skill points, to be honest, is not that much skill points.
A
And
20 million skill point buy-in for an extra like $50 would not bother me.
$50, I wouldn't pay $50 for 20 million.
I wouldn't even charge that much.
Think of this. How much would it cost you to inject 20 million skill points in skill injectors? That's what I would base the price on.
So that's 40. What is it? It's 40 skill injectors,
which are about $1 billion ISK apiece. So do the math.
Yeah, they're down to about 700 mil now.
Yeah.
And 20 million,
$10.
20 million skill points is about like the point for really anybody where you can start like flying ships you actually want to fly.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
Stealth
about 1 year
bombers,
mark.
battleships.
I want to say it's like 16 million skill points a year
20
under the old system.
Yeah, 20 million points was about where I was at after my first year, and I was finally able to start flying ships I actually wanted to fly. So, I mean, that's not a terrible idea. That wouldn't like.
I think 20 million would be a good round number.
I think
too,
Dragon Zero also has a good point. Like you shouldn't be able to extract below that as well.
Yeah.
Like whichever package you choose, you shouldn't be able to extract below it. Like.
No, yeah. Then you're not turning skins.
Well, yeah, then you don't have the RMT aspect to it either. So.
With that element, you can only extract Omega skills. So with the 20 million skills already skill points available to Alpha.
I actually think they'll get rid of alphas, but that's an opinion, not based on fact.
Effectively, you've already got that hard limit on what you can and can't extract. So what I can see is they adding more skills to the alphas and just slowly creeping what ships they could add in.
So when I was like looking at like what ships alphas can and cannot fly, like I saw that alphas can't fly mining barges, and at first I was like, wait, that seems like a pretty core skill like a newbie would want to have, be able to fly a mining barge. And then I think about it, I'm like, wait a minute, I could have a fleet of fucking covetors and then just like one alpha ship.
Right.
But then you run into the issue of like you can't have like multiple alpha's running on the same computer, but I'm sure there's ways around that,
There is.
and also running
No.
multiple. There's nothing wrong
There
with
are, but that, like, you know, definitely fucking, you know,
They are
makes
bannable
you.
offenses.
It's a bannable offense. So don't fucking
There's a
do it.
very valuable offence and things we shouldn't be talking about.
Exactly.
Sure.
Speaking of
So-
bannable offenses, has anybody seen GigX?
Hey.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That
Hey,
was
why
good.
are we talking about GigX's wife? GigX's wife is an honorable woman. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Okay, what happened?
So, basically, when you create a character, so if any of you guys are hardened criminals and you feel like you want to forge a new identity, don't take your fucking name and put the word "duh."
Well,
for it.
I mean, look, right.
Wait, CCP,
like
just decided
CCP,
to-
CCP isn't gonna ban people just because they have GigX in the fucking name. Like, there's a bit more like
It's just-
actual investigation into this. Like,
Lies.
you know, there'll be a lot of fucking investigation into this.
CCP hate.
I thought CCP was okay with him playing like on a new character as long as
No.
like, all his other alts were.
I think CCP walks a very thin line when it comes to bans because they want to make sure they get it right, and they really wanted to investigate it and make sure that it really was him.
Exactly. They need to do thorough investigations to make sure that they're
this is
banning some
absurd.
person.
They banned fucking GigX's wife because she's a fucking whammon. And this goes against social justice, and I am offended.
Triggered.
Oh, shit.
So we
Does
go
this mean
back.
you're gonna get? Does this mean you're gonna get a haircut?
Yeah,
I did. I got one yesterday.
yeah. I'm
No,
gonna
you're
have
right.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna buzz like all the sides of my hair, but just leave the top and then throw it to one side.
Nice. Maybe put some pink highlights in it.
Oh yeah. Frosted tips with like pink dyed hair.
Nice.
Going back to something semi-serious. So the argument that came up was like Stunt being able to play again. Now the thing is, what I saw is that Stunt possibly created new characters and how, you know, hearsay on the Reddit, but he kept it on the low. Didn't advertise himself that he was back again and playing, didn't call the character anything related to Stunt, and effectively basically kept the heat off him and kept quiet. So what happened is, if GigX was to do the same, create a character and
Keep it on the
not
DL.
draw the attention towards him, but he effectively just said like, right, I'm going to create, because that just sounds like to me a big fuck you, doesn't it? Because it's basically him saying, yes, I got banned on my character GigX, and I'm going to create the GigX, and that just seems like a big fuck you. So obviously, yeah, bans like this take time because you've got to review a lot of things.
So is that
Because
why
how many-
Matani is that why Matani is still playing? Because when he got banned for the wizard hat, he created the Matani, and then
That was not a permaban.
No, wasn't a permaban.
Or to the dance floor? Wait, hold on.
Whites?
Wait, what? We
Banning-
warping in? We perma-banning?
No,
Oh, I
of
thought
course
we
we didn't.
I thought we were doing a song. Oh shit! I'm
I don't know.
disappointed now.
In terms of permaban, I hope that permaban does actually get a little bit of K-pop as well.
You know, it'd be awesome if perma-band songs would play off of the Eve jukebox. Oh wait, they got rid of the Eve jukebox. Those bastards.
Eve has
You actually listen to that shit?
I used to, yeah, when I was mining.
Eve has sound.
Yeah, the question is, does Eve have sound? As someone who's played for since 2010, I don't know how many years that is. Eve does not have sound. I don't know what you're talking about.
I always find it funny though how like they always try to like have these other bands like start off for permaban. I'm like, no, permaban should be like the what is it called when the band
Headliner.
comes up before the headliner? Yeah, they're always having like other bands headlining for permaban.
Oh no,
But
I'm
no,
sorry,
have
no,
permaban.
that's not headlining. That's openers.
So warm up
Yeah,
act.
have permaban open for other bands. It's like,
Yeah.
why are you having other bands open for? Like, no one wants to goes to that to listen to your, you know. As I'm not saying they're not terrible music.
Heresy.
It's heretical.
HDFU is an amazing song.
Armor Band is a sponsor of this.
Are they really? No, they're not. Oh, that's like, I know you're
He's
trolling
literally
me,
pulling
but I
that
just
out
want
of
to
his
make
ass.
sure.
I couldn't sponsor this show.
I don't know. They probably make more than a multi-dollar empire.
Multi-dollar
$3.
empire.
The question is, have we had anyone subscribe or anything to this channel while we've
I
been doing
don't.
this?
I, probably,
I haven't been
I
paying
don't.
attention. If
I don't.
you
I
have,
don't
we
think so.
apologize.
I don't think so. But that's not an important thing. The important thing is that we're
Yeah.
having fun.
Well, we're supposed to thank them, so saith the Twitch. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it,
So
so that's
say
why I
it to
haven't
Twitch
thought.
gods.
I haven't thanked anybody because I haven't seen anything yet. So
It's the same thing like on Patreon when you're like setting up your Patreon account and they're like, you have to make sure that you tell people that it's really not about the money and that it's like all about you helping the art. And then like you have people who just
No,
go
it's
like
about money.
full shell out and they're just like, have your patrons know that they're doing it for the art. And he's like, give me money, give me money, give me money. Hey guys, I've created a Patreon and they're telling me that I need to make it seem like I'm not doing it for the money, but in reality, give me your fucking money.
So
In reality, I like
basically,
eating.
what CIG was doing for quite a while then.
Basically.
So I'm logging in my big things.
uh-oh.
I am also thinking about logging in.
My thing just got bigger because of this news.
Your thing.
Yeah, my thing.
I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to give me more detail about what this thing is.
Read the fucking pings, then.
I don't have access to pings.
Hang on.
Because you were bad. You were a bad person. That's why you don't have pings
I think
anymore.
we might
I gave away intel, and now I'm banned. So, and that intel was Amok is recruiting.
Amok is in fact
Hey,
not
is
recruiting.
Amok
It-
Yeah,
it's recruiting.
nobody wants to know that.
No one gives a shit about Amok. All right, kick Amok.
Hey! We are the super capital force of the Imperium, and
I don't think that's
It's
true.
just-
I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure-
unfortunate that you
Within
keep that in
the
Delve.
force.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure Total Newbie alone has more Titans than Amok.
I can tell you that's. I'm pretty sure you're wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if Karma Fleet actually had more Titans than all of.
No one cares
Amok,
about
just
Karma Fleet
because-
either, though.
I honestly don't know who has more anymore. I mean, they're
I don't
just
think we
so
care,
freaking
Rob.
video.
Honestly, I
Like,
always found that really strange. I always found that really weird that the newbie corps have more Titans than all the rest of the corps.
I think
Than
it's
any of the
due to
other corps. It's
relation, like
just
how
freaking
many
funny.
people are in Karma Fleet versus how many people are in Amok.
7 to 3,000. I don't know.
well, I was in a fleet the other day, and we're just sitting around, and all of a sudden these sinos go up, and I'm like, "Who the hell is that jumping in?" And it was in it, and I didn't even know you had that many supers. I was impressed.
Yeah,
I was
dude.
like, "Wow, that's a lot of fucking supers."
Ah,
Yeah,
poor
dude.
Edit getting shit on by Newbie on accident.
No, I'm not.
No,
I
he's
was
praising. He's
impressed.
praising,
It
bro.
was-
Ah,
it
no,
was
Newbie
a
doesn't get
shit
credit.
ton of supers.
I don't hear a hint of sarcasm in his voice right now.
We are
So
with
fuck
the
you.
humble people. Get out of here, you praiser! We don't appreciate you. I've been watching Disenchantment. Oh my god.
Is that good? I've been
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
watch that later.
Watch it.
I have to resubscribe to Netflix, but it'll be worth it.
I finished Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime, so that's good. That was really
I've
really
been
good.
eating nothing but candy my entire life. Are you a king? We are but a humble people. Oh, this food is so fucking good. Please stop. We are humble. You deserve praise. Get out of here, you praiser.
But by the way,
Oh my
as a
God.
public
I
service
have no idea
announcement,
what it is.
Somebody
But-
had a really rough week at school.
Yeah. as a public service announcement, I just want to say if you do have Twitch Prime, because Twitch Prime and like Amazon Prime is a thing. Like you can watch Jack Ryan, and if you watch one episode, you'll get 400 like bits that you can throw to whoever you want on Twitch. Us.
Give us bits. We're all about the money here.
I'm showing you how to find free money to give to people. Like,
Give us free money, then we can do stupid shit.
but yeah, shower on whoever you feel is deserving. But yeah,
Me.
if you just literally go and watch like one episode of Jack Ryan, you get 400 bits to your
right.
Twitch account. Ah, there you go. Sadus being an
We just
absolute
got
legend.
cheered
Thank you very much,
100.
Sadus.
Good job, Sadis. I love
And
you.
Bargos for 200. See, look at this.
Say it is.
We have
Look at
free
this.
bits. Yes. See, all
Thank
you
you.
have to do is say, "Give us money," and people
See
give
that?
you money. That's how the internet works.
Look, see, actual money.
Look at that. Fucking
Oh.
Christ, man, guys, it worked. We're geniuses.
Cheers,
I
guys.
wonder if Sadis knows anything about the Goon Barbecue.
Sadis, do you know about Good Barbecue? We did have Swedish Chef last week, and he explained all about the Good Barbecue.
He does. There you
Yeah,
go.
he does, and I believe he's got some information about WoW being the first MMO.
Which is wrong. He can just be wrong on that. That's fine.
So I wanted initially. Oh crap! I wanted initially to ask the audience as to whether if they find any of the because the AMA was happened like yesterday, and if you'd actually scrolled down and looked through it, like a lot of the questions that were answered were basically just repeats, or like almost basically repeats of like, you know, what people have asked previously, but there were some really fucking dumb questions in there. And I wanted to kind of ask, like, the audience if anybody finds a really dumb question, like that someone had asked in that thing, like that we
Hey,
could just
new
haze,
subscriber.
that we could just haze
attempt
it.
to answer.
And yeah, Morkfang, thank you very much for subscribing, dude. It's awesome.
If the dumbest question, we'll answer to.
If you find the
most
dumbest question, like find the dumbest question in that AMA, and we'll like basically haze the dude, which would be really good.
Well, we have Scythe asking questions all the time. So what fun is that?
Newbie, what fighters bring?
Sorry.
No, that's just one of my dumb questions I asked.
Yeah, one of wonderful Scythe's dumb questions about fighters.
What do?
I won't embarrass you on. I will not embarrass you on the show side.
We've already told this shit.
I really
Maybe.
want.
How long have you been watching our show?
I don't know.
I don't care.
So,
I'll tell it. We were doing a fucking op a few years ago, and I had my carrier, and I thought we were doing triage carriers at the time, but no, I didn't bring any fighters because I couldn't have used them at the time, but I had a carrier. So there you go. Yep. Stupid shit.
So it was like everybody deploy fighters, and you're like, fuck.
I was like, oh, I thought we were doing triage shit. Sorry, I didn't bring any.
Just throw out sentry drones.
That's what I did. I got shit on for it. There's only 2 carriers in the group.
Oh, shit.
The one and only total newbie shit on me real hard. I deserved it, but it was.
Oh shit! Praetorian basically just told me that apparently the whole like bits for watching Jack Ryan ended on September 5th. Fuck.
Aww.
Fuck. You should have fucking pinged it.
That was 3 days ago, man.
I know, man.
I'm playing
I'm
you
sorry,
a song
dudes.
on an invisible violin.
I don't pay for Amazon Prime anymore, and I don't pay for my Netflix account, so I'm pretty okay with that.
That's
So
cool.
I basically just watch everything through either anime, Crunchyroll, or fucking Netflix.
Gotta get that
You
crunchy
and
on.
the Crunchyroll, Jesus.
Crunchyroll.
You gotta get Verve though, dude, because then you don't have to watch that stupid subbed bullcrap.
I don't understand Japanese.
Well, they have dubs, though.
Dubs are terrible.
Nah,
Why would you suggest that?
because
Do you
I'm
hate
a
me?
I'm a true weeba.
So you've never watched a good Godzilla movie or anything?
No.
So you
Actually,
prefer subs to
I've
dub?
actually never watched an old Godzilla movie.
So you prefer subtitles to dubs?
Japanese movie making. It's just awesome.
Godzilla's fucking great. The originals.
So we've got 5 minutes left of the show.
Oh shit! Yeah, good point.
No,
Most of
Vix,
us know
he
it,
cannot. He absolutely cannot. He has no ability not to do F-bombs.
No. Unless I'm at work, then I don't swear at all. So there you go.
So when I moved into my new apartment, I bought myself a Nerf gun just because I wanted a fucking Nerf gun for the apartment. And
Hey,
so-
Kenobic just subscribed, and
Thank
we
you.
know Kenobic. He's a court mate, so cheers, Kenobic.
Kinetic
buddy.
Pin is recruiting.
I've been shooting my roommates with my Nerf gun because I wanted to, and whenever I pull it out, I get one of my roommates to fucking flinch. I'm pretty sure I'm bullying him too much.
The way that you said that is just so wrong.
Whenever you pull it out, your roommates always flinch. Got it.
Yeah. I tell people I've been told for this week that I make
wrong
people
with you?
uncomfortable because I violate their personal space, and it really ruined the bath we were taking.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, you redeemed yourself
So are
there, man.
you in one of those Greek bathhouses?
Oh no.
So
Oh,
we've
shit.
got 5 minutes left again. Should we
Yeah,
do,
that's
like,
because you couldn't count before.
should we do like final bits and bobs? Final thoughts and prayers?
We could do final thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
I wanted to say specifically that we were going to use like a particular line that we met, like that Total Newbie kind of came up sort of impromptu kind of like made earlier on, where oh shit, where was it? It's like back up at the
Barbecue.
well, yeah. So basically, I was kind of
Serbian barbecue?
yeah. So we were basically kind of like I was asking the guys like, what kind of Korean flavor shall we have on the show? You know, just to basically sort of, you know, sort of play with the whole kind of Pearl Abyss thing, kind of thing. And Total Newbie just said like, what the fuck did you say? It was, oh yeah, we should do kimchi.
Well,
and I was like, that was completely not what I was
we do
expecting
our
him to say.
kimchi.
And then he came out with... What did he come out with?
Then we were talking about, somebody had said, I had Korean food and Korean barbecue. It was great. I said, all week I've been having Serbian barbecue, and it's been a blast.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's such a great line, man. It's fucking amazing.
If you haven't noticed, Fade is on fire. In fact, we're getting ready to have another barbecue, and
Probably
everybody's
because
joining
Gigax's
us in
wife got
DW
banned.
Attack.
See, CCP is messing with the meta. Banning Gigax's wife has created a shift, and now Fate is on fire. It's all your fault, CCP.
I was actually waiting. This is my final thought. I'm still waiting for the Reddit post from CO2 where they feel betrayed by GOTG and they're going to leave and they didn't help them. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen soon.
We wanted to leave anyway, kind of thing, yeah.
My final thoughts and messages is that now that the Gigex is banned, my corpse that I've got rotting in the Staging Keepstar is still for sale. Buying this corpse will help fund my avatar.
5 ISK.
Yes. No,
I
I
think-
want like 5. I want 5 bill.
The problem is 5 bill is so overpriced because there's so many Gigex corpses in space.
Oh,
4 bill.
Oh, shit.
4 bill. I'll come
5
down a
ISK.
little.
5 ISK. I'm telling you what I'm willing to sell.
I actually still have missiles, heavy missiles in build in iTech UU that I can finally get out when there's all of this like happens. And I swear to God, it was I put them in when the old Northern Coalition was still a thing. That's how old and how long they've been there.
No.
I'd never actually delivered them.
Don't they have a shelf life?
I don't know.
You have Sadis is claiming to have a CCP Fozzie corpse. Sadis, how much you want for that corpse?
Oh my God, that corpse will be worth a lot.
That corpse actually might be worth some money.
Oh, would that corpse be like defiled?
I mean, I was gonna make
I wish it
So long
could
as you sell it as
25
new.
bill.
As long as you sell it as new.
Slightly used, a little sticky.
It's
I
only
wish,
a
you
little
could, I
stick.
wish there was like an option, like if you right click a corpse, it'd be like defile corpse, and then like the corpse on like the image is like it's defiled.
You're a bit weird. You should probably go talk to somebody.
Nah.
We still want freaking be able to attach corpses to the outside of ships.
Hey, you can have a fucking corpse bay on fucking Blood Raider ships, so
That's because that's a law. That is a law thing. And
I feel
one
like
of
you
the
should be able to
reasons
drain. I feel like you should be able to like drain the blood out of corpses and then sell that to the Blood Raiders for
So hey,
reputation.
So for the audience who actually thought we weren't really talking about much today, it's because I literally got a phone call a half hour before the show about Eric's mom, and she's doing fine now, by the way. But we literally had to put this thing together. Eric had it all planned. Everything was fine, and we were going to actually talk about some really cool stuff today, and it just didn't work out. So this was pretty ad hoc. So yeah, that's to Eric and his mom, and I know we're going to see him next week. So
we'll probably have the stuff that he was going to talk about this week that on next week. So it's all good.
And maybe CCP won't wimp out, and they'll actually give us a dev to talk to next week.
You never know.
I'll see British people next week.
Are we actually going to have CCP devs on next week?
No,
we were trying to get one on this week, but they weren't available to us.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
With all the, that's probably a good thing with all like the recent happenings, just to keep it kind of like quiet for a little bit.
Yep.
Tomorrow, Talking in Stations will have some people on.
I was going to say, like, if you guys are still wanting to watch some kind of cool stuff, the Meta Show is on later on, and tomorrow, obviously, there's Talking in Stations. Talking in Stations has 3 devs on now.
Nice.
Sorry, so this the announcement that CCP was getting bought out, that happened like during the CSM summit, right?
Yeah, during the last day of the CSM.
They were briefed on it, and then they released it right after.
Literally, the first meeting that they had of that day when they heard about it was with Hilmar, which was pretty cool. And if you guys want to sort of know about like how the CSM summit kind of went down and stuff like that. How it was. Brisk did a fairly lengthy write-up on New Eden Reports website. So if you go check that out, that's pretty cool.
Brisk is the lawyer guy from Imperium, right?
Yeah.
He's a real-life politician.
Yes.
He's the one who did the video where he said, "Oh look, a building full of judges and they all have hands." That's that guy.
Right, but he's not he's not in a public office, right? He's private office.
No, yeah, he's a lobbyist as such.
Damn lobbyists.
Not to sully his name, he's actually a pretty awesome dude.
Oh no, I know he is. I've talked to him.
But yeah, that's what's coming up. So stick around for I think Meta Show is coming up in a couple of hours. And then obviously
we have an hour.
Yeah.
4 p.m. EST. 4 p.m. EST, so in 2 hours from now.
Yep. And then obviously Sunday is going to be Talking in Stations at the usual time, and there will be the new executive producer CCP Manborn. There'll be the new art director, who is CCP Burger, who is also He LARPs as the angry Concord guy. So if you know him from FanFest, that's CCP Burger, and we'll also have CCP Falcon there as well, which is really cool. But
get your PAPs, kids.
Get your PAPs. Yeah, always. I mean, even I've been pinged now about like shit going on in Eve. So yeah. Get yourself suited and booted. Get yourself ready to go. And
enjoy.
And we will see you guys next week. Same time, same bat channel.
And
bye guys.
From our sponsor, Walker's Crisps. Max Strong. Good with beer.
Mm-hmm.